following public service announcement is being brought to you part by the good folks that support the dope. It's told by D2G and Red Young. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's on with something like a phenomenon. It's food for thought for those starving through Ramadan. Nothing less than the best, that's what you rockin' with. So take notes on this newness, cause you'll be jockin' in. Precious of the bunch, plenty game that we put you on. Fashion, music, we give it to the good it's gone. Keeping up with the time, so you'll be in the know. Nothing but exclusives, heads up on who's next to blow. It's only dopeness we give to the masses. The promise guaranteed, ain't no pushing the whackness. So say your theatrics for plays if you've been a hater. Plus the lovely Carly Brown's your facilitator. Lead the water when we bring that fire. Here's the industry biz #1 supplier. Boy, them other stations don't want no smoke. Keep your ears tuned in and support the dope. Yeah, looking at my clock and it's about that time. 7:30 Central when we hit online. And we coming to you live from the ghost. So tell your people settle in and support the dope. Yeah, looking at my clock and it's about that time. 7:30 Central when we hit online. And we coming to you live from the ghost. So tell your people settle in and support the dope for sure.
You are now tuned in to Support the Dope Radio, which was designed to give a platform to the best, most talented, and dopest artists in the city of Chicago and equip them with the power to tell their own story in their own words. Today is Tuesday, August 8th, 2017, and this is Season 3, Episode 2. And I'm in a really, really good mood today. And if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you know why. I've been reflecting all day on some of the Support the Dope Radio alumni, who I like to call them. They're actually kind of like my babies, who have been doing some really awesome things, which, of course, because they're dope, coming out with new music, doing really dope performances. I won't even start to name them one by one because I'll leave somebody out and I feel bad. But just know that, you know, if they've been a guest on the show, you should definitely stay in tune with what they're doing, check them out, and keep up to date with them. You know, go back and check out some of those old episodes, which is on supportthedope.com, so that you can even hear those interviews. But there's a lot, and they're doing some really dope things, so shout out to them. So tonight's guest is really no different, which I hope you guys can suspect. He is a veteran DJ with almost 20 years in the game. 20 years. How old were some of you 20 years ago, you know? He has played for such media giants as Essence and Uptown Magazines, Hidden Beach Recordings, and opened for artists such as The Roots, PJ Morton, Albie Shore, Rueben Studdard, Special Ed, KRS ONE, Robin Thicke, Dougie Fresh, and Slick Rick. And in addition, he has shared the turntables with the legendary, Grandmaster Flash, Kid Capri, DJ Eddie F, Biz Markie and D-Nice. He's also opened for former President Bill Clinton and hip-hop artist and actor Common at an event at the House of Blues, Chicago. He is none other than my friend, one of Chi-Town's favorites, the one and only DJ Joe Kollege.
Hey. What's up? How are you?
What's up? I'm good. How are you?
Wow, it feels weird hearing somebody say all of that.
But it's the truth, you know, and I was like, you know, I can really rush through this because I talk pretty fast. I could have just read the, you know, script or whatever and kind of been done with it in 2 seconds, but I really wanted everyone to hear all of those names that are on there because they're all legends in their own right. And you are kind of a legend in your own right. And, you know, in DJ land. You know, I know you'll argue, but I don't care. It's my show.
Yeah, I will argue, because what does that even mean, to be a legend? I can't call myself that, I guess.
Well, no, we wouldn't ask you to do that, but just know that that's how Chicago feels about you. That's how I feel about you. So let's, you know, give credit where credit is due, right? I actually tried to get Joe Kollege on the first season. Some of y'all don't know. And he was too busy for me. So, I'm sorry, I'm just throwing him under the bus a little bit. He had to work. So
and this is the third season?
This is now the third season.
Wow.
See?
Sounds like a Netflix series or something.
Right.
Season 3, episode 2. Okay.
Yeah,
It's all good.
me.
We're here now.
I'm one season ahead of Insecure, and I know everybody watching Insecure, so
Yeah. I love that show. I love it.
Maybe one of these days, I'll have my own show, and you guys can watch these interviews. How would you guys like that? I think that would be okay.
I think you should do it.
Yeah, maybe. It took me forever to be comfortable enough to listen to my own voice. Like, I actually kind of don't like the sound of my own voice. So it took a long time for me to say, I'm going to do a podcast, because people have been asking for something other than the written blogs that I've been doing. So there have been some people asking for video, but I was like, I just got to the place where I'm okay with my voice. Give me a minute to be okay with seeing myself on camera.
I got you.
Yeah. But it's coming. It's coming. We'll put that out there. So anyways, what's been going on, DJ Joe Kollege? I'm going to try not to call you by your government name today. It's going to be really hard.
That's weird. Not many people call me by my government name. But
I know.
Man, what's been going on?
I just saw you, didn't I?
Yeah, a long time no see, right? Yeah, I just saw you. Been pretty much enjoying summertime shy. Just, out here doing what I do, DJing, hanging out a little bit, spending time with my family, real life situations.
Right.
So yeah.
Summertime shy is beautiful. And if you guys don't know, I am in Atlanta right now, even though I'm still doing the Chicago show, because I love you guys. I mean, I do plan to come back. It's temporary, but I really miss summertime shy, even though I can't stay away. I've been there quite a few times already this year.
Right.
And I'll be there tomorrow. Hey. But summertime shy is like the best to me. There's no other city, I think, that can touch the summertime in Chicago. And, when it comes to having, day parties and rooftop parties and stuff like that, Joe Kollege is always somewhere DJing somebody's event. So make sure you guys look out for, what he's doing. So let's go back. Because I know that, well, I know you, and I know that you probably don't do too much talking about yourself to most people. So a lot of people, they know you and what you do on the tables, but they don't really know too much about you and how you got your start. And I kind of want to go back to the beginning, because I know what the beginning was for me when I first heard about Joe Kollege. I'll get into that later.
Gotcha. Okay.
So let's have you tell your story, though. When did you kind of know that you wanted to DJ?
I think I kind of knew when I was probably around 16 years old. Had an older cousin who was a DJ / producer, and every time I would go by his crib, I would just kind of fool around on his turntables. And I finally got the courage to ask him to teach me or show me. He was a pretty tough teacher. He was like, I'm going to show you this one time, maybe 2 times. And
thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm like, word, just 1 or 2 times. And he stuck by his word. So he showed me a few things, and I didn't catch on to it. Got very frustrated, as any DJ could attest to this. When you first starting out, DJing is not easy. It's very difficult. But nonetheless, I would still just, whenever I went to his house, just kind of mess around on the turntables. And through my frustration, I just kind of left it alone and didn't pick it up again until I got to college a couple years later. Started working at a radio station, the college radio station at University of Illinois, and connected with a DJ there who kind of took me under his wings. Shout out to DJ Legacy. And, he took his time with me and showed me the techniques, various techniques. And I guess having working, since I was working at a radio station, I had access to equipment, music, and all of that. So I would also had a key to the building. So at night, I would go in and just practice. I would go into the production studio where we had two turntables set up, and I would just practice my butt off. So all of freshman year, that's all I was doing was just practice, practice, practice. Didn't really get my shot until my second year. So actually, this month marks my 20th year, being a professional DJ. So I got my big shot, or my big break, as you would call it, in August of '97. And after I did that first party, I knew then, like, yo, I could really do something with this. So, that's kind of the short version of the story. But, I knew around August of '97 that I really wanted to be a DJ. So.
Do you want to know where I was August of '97? Maybe not.
Yeah, where were you?
Actually, I was starting my freshman year of high school. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, okay. Oh.
I'm not too far behind you. It's okay.
Yeah, not too far.
You just started early. We're gonna say you started really at a really early age. You started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I went to the other U of I, as some people might want to call it, but I went to University of Illinois at Chicago, UIC. Shout out to the Flames. And
right.
By the time I got there. There were a lot of people, on campus, even on our campus, talking about DJ Joe Kollege, and parties that you were doing. Yeah, and that's how, I first heard about you. And I was kind of like, well, who is this guy? Because clearly I love music, and
right.
I've always respected, like, the art of, DJing. So I was always kind of curious about, going to a party where you were spinning. I really can't remember what my first party was, but it wasn't until much later. And I actually we didn't meet in person. I don't think even until probably a couple years, 2-3 years ago. It's been kind of recent. So
I think so.
A long time elapsed, but that just kind of, I say that to tell you, how far word of mouth travels, even at that point, because you had been down, U of I doing your thing, but UIC people like to travel down to U of I for stadium parties and Cotton Club and all that stuff. So we make our rounds too.
Party school.
Right.
Big party school.
Right. So, but yeah, so you were heard about in my, career, like, pretty early. So,
okay.
What kind of, if you had to describe, do you have a favorite type of music you like to spin, I guess? I was almost going to say, like, what's your favorite, how you describe your style, but I guess that would kind of speak to what music you like to play the most.
Right. Wow. That's a good question. I think I gained a lot of popularity probably playing a lot of so-called neo soul or new soul or soulful hip hop. So your Commons, Mos Defs, Jill Scott, Eric Roberson, Foreign Exchange, artists like that. But I would probably say I'm more of a hip hop DJ. I play a lot of music from the 90s or, the golden era or the true school era, as I call it. Yeah, I play a lot of that, and even 90s R&B. So I'm a big 90s music lover. So, yeah.
Me too. I guess that's why I like your music. That really speaks to, the type of music I like to hear. So that's usually what kind of parties I gravitate to. And that whole, like, Soulquarian, I guess, like, era, I guess that was really big and really huge, and people that kind of were around and going to parties and listening to things around that time, I think really we all kind of, still gravitate that. Not that we're stuck in it. Maybe we're stuck in it a little bit, but it definitely holds, a special place, I think, for all of us. So that's why you see so many, 90s parties, and, hint, hint, we'll be talking about one of those later.
Right.
But that's really, really important. So,
yeah, it's kind of hard to escape, the music you grew up with. Not necessarily grew up listening to. That's kind of like what your mom would play in the house, but the music that kind of
you're coming of age period.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of hard to escape that. So that's why I love music from the 90s, or even, as you mentioned, that whole Soulquarians era. I love all of those artists, and they're still making music to this day, and they're still killing it. They don't get the attention that they once did, or the attention that they deserve. But I'm definitely checking for them still. So
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and actually, August of '97. Actually, I was a